number. I want to be a name. I want to be a face, and I want to show people my culture, and I want to, show them something that they've never seen before, and introduce them to something that they've never seen before. I didn't apply to St. Olaf until the very last day. I didn't know about it. The main reason why I found out was because my high school college counselor, Mr. Welsh, who's a very good friend of mine, he knew one of the admissions person that's in charge of the Midwest, Kevin Salkis. He now left to go work in the cities, but they basically knew each other. And Kevin and Mr. Welsh basically were talking one day, and then Mr. Welsh told me, there's a school that I think might work for you guys, because he knows that my family doesn't have a lot of money, and he knows that St. Olaf is very good with their financial aid. So he told me about it. I came to visit St. Olaf. They used to have like this bus tour where they pick up 50 Chicago students, and they bring them up on a bus. And then I came to that. I stayed overnight for one night, 2 days. And then, I just really fell in love with the place. I love the community feeling. I mean, it is in the middle of nowhere, but they made sure to take us straight to SSS. We saw the minorities, to be honest. And then, I'm like, this is a nice place. You got your minorities, you got your whites. They're interacting. It's fun. And I was a little worried because it was 8 hours away, but my high school counselor told me that they're great with financial aid, so I ended up applying here through him. SSS stands for Student Support Services, and basically the main thing is that 6 weeks before we start our time here at college, they bring 40 freshmen together, and we took a biology and a writing course. I think they changed it a little bit, but they're just it's for first generation low income students to kind of get that feeling of actually being in college, because obviously we don't really have anyone that has guided us or shown us what it is to be in college. I hate to say it, but admissions, they do an excellent job at covering it up. Like, you guys have no idea. As many of you know, it is 78% white, but when they brought us here, they fooled me. I seriously thought it was like 50-50. I was like, wow, this college in Minnesota is 50-50. Like, holy crap! Like, I want to come here. I went to the majority Hispanic elementary school, majority black high school, and it's like, this college seems like a good fit for me. When I did came to visit Olaf, they showed me to SSS, and then they kept the Chicago group together. But the Chicago group was mainly Hispanic, also white. But like, they made sure to they made sure that we saw a lot of minorities when we were on campus. And my host was white, but we interacted with the other Chicago people, and they were obviously Hispanic and black. But then, even when I came here for SSS, it was all minorities. It was Hmong, Hispanic, and blacks. And then, the majority of the student body came in, and it's like, wow, this sucks. Like, I don't really know what I got myself into. What am I doing here? Am I gonna fit here? Like, I know I got my SSS family, but that's like, what, 175 students out of 3,000? It's like, they fooled me, to be honest. They really did. Well, obviously race plays a huge important factor whether you get a good education or not. For most schools, the better you do, the more funding you get. The worse you do, the less funding you get, which is kind of ironic, because how do you expect a school to do better if you cut funding from them? Wouldn't you want to try and help them up? So give them more funding, and over time they will do better. But it just goes to say that specifically, I can talk for Chicago, and I can talk for the majority of the U.S., but the poor schools are in low-income neighborhoods where the population is, blacks and Hispanic. And race does matter, and some people say it may not, because we have, there's all these different programs for minorities, and there's all these scholarships for minorities to get into a good high school and get into good colleges and whatnot. But the number of scholarships out there that are specifically white white students are enormous, and they're not gonna say you have to be white, but it's gonna be like play the violin and we'll give you the scholarship. And who's gonna be able to afford to send their kids to violin lessons? Not minorities, that's for sure. It's gonna be upper middle class white families who can afford to put their kids into these extra curricular activities to learn how to play the piano, to learn how to play the violin. And then once they go to college, hey, you know what? We'll give you a scholarship because you know how to play the violin, like here at St. Olaf. And obviously, they're not gonna call it a white scholarship, but who has had these opportunities to be able to go to them? Upper middle class white families. We're not here because of affirmative action, although that does help in leveling out the playing field in which we start a little bit. I would tell them that just as all those white kids here are here on campus, all those blacks, all those Hispanics, all the international students, we're here because we deserve to be here. We're not here because St. Olaf wants to increase their diversity, which is bullshit because they don't. But we're here because we deserve to be here. We took the exams to be here. We got the grades in high school. We took all the different tests. But we deserve to be here. And for them to view us as less, view us as, oh, they're not equal, that's just bullshit, because everyone took the exact same test, depending on the region, I guess. But everyone took the same test to get here. Everyone made it here. I just don't. Some white students and white staff just don't see that, and they're all like, "Oh, they're brown, oh, they're black." So they're here because St. Olaf gave them a good financial aid packet, or they're here because of the color of their skin. No, that's bullshit. We're here because we deserve to be here. We're here because we did well enough on the test to be here, and we deserve to be here.